Wow, so that's the camera right there. I expect the red laser ain't really all that great. Hello. See, somebody's popped up there. Hey, Gage. Happy 4th of July to you too, sir. How you doing? Excuse me. I didn't realize it was 10 o'clock. Damn. Got somebody else popped up. Who all's here? Well, now all gone. Excuse me. Gage, I hope you had a good 4th of July. I actually spent a fair amount of the day working, and was down in South Carolina taking care of some a little snafu, and got it sorted out, and come on back up here to Concord, and figured I'd turn this on before I got to the house, because I got virtually no signal at the house, and I don't have any internet there either, seeing as I'm only there a day and a half, 2 days a week. So I don't bother paying that bill, if you know what I mean. Hey Mitchell, how you doing? Happy 4th of July to you too, sir. Please help jog my memory. Where are you at? I remember talking. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You're in Martinsville, are you not? I believe you're in Martinsville. There we go, Franklin County, Virginia. Alright. Yeah, I seen your thumbnail there, recognized it. Oh, so Mr. Gage, where are you at? And what are we up to this fine evening? I'm just sitting in the car here in the damn McDonald's parking lot pretty much. Figured I'd give everybody a yell or something. Excuse me. I got one I'll throw out at you. There's going to be one of those total solar eclipse on August 21st. Are y'all aware of that, about that? So are you talking actual radio, or is it a like an online radio thing? My father was a radio engineer way back before he passed away. Yes, okay, 65-mile strip, yeah. And I was looking at the map, and I'm thinking it's going to touch the western tip of North Carolina. I haven't gotten a detailed enough map yet, but I think Asheville, North Carolina is going to fall into that strip there. And I'm seriously considering taking a ride up there to see what's going on. I subscribe to a channel called Smarter Every Day, and what is his name? Well, at the moment I don't recall, but he's posted a couple of videos about the upcoming eclipse. And you know, growing up, Dad worked on the gantries down there at Cape Canaveral, and so I've always had an interest in space. And from what I understand, this is going to be the last time for quite a while, and probably the last chance I'll have in my lifetime to experience one of these things. Okay, by listener supported, does that mean public radio, or how does that, yeah. Is that a public radio situation then? An online public radio, maybe? Alright, well, way cool, way cool. My father had a first class FCC radio and telephone engineering license forever. And so I'm not an expert or anything, but there again, radio interests me just like space does, you know. Yeah, I called you. I guess they called it. In engineering jargon, he had his first phone, which means that, you know, he could walk up to any piece of equipment there was, and if it was broke, breathe life into it, and if it was living, use it for what it was used for, you know. Now, Revolution in the Morning, is that is it like a, well, 8 to 10, that would be like a drive time situation, is it? Or is it like a a music show or a interview show or standing on a soapbox show or what kind of show would you call it? Entertainment, information, political shock and awe. Oh boy. Very good, very good. So right up there with Rush Limbaugh and that, probably. You give them hell. Very good. In a way, yes. Okay, gotcha. Oh. So, let's see. Monday, is that Monday through Friday, you say? Okay. So, are we political shock and awe? I'm trying to visualize that or get my head wrapped around that, or are we all up in militia kind of stuff, or what? Second show Tuesday night, independent voter radio show. Okay, 10-4. All right, so you're out there just stirring the pot, trying to get people involved. Maybe. Is that maybe the gist of it? Interviews too. All right, very good. Would you say you're on a local level, or, well, I mean, you're on the internet, so it could be national, or would you be a nationally acclaimed situation? I mean, would I recognize? All right, hold on. Robert David Steele. Okay, Mitchell. International. Okay. Help me out with Robert David Steele. You know, this racing deal, I really don't do much. How can I put it? I actually don't watch the news anymore. I work and I sleep primarily, and YouTube. Robert David Steele. He wouldn't by chance be. All right, Mitchell, 1.5 million, fantastic, awesome. It's back. You're Robert David Steele. He's not like the Grand Dragon or something of the KKK or anything. Yeah, unfortunately, don't ring a bell. Have they got titles? Former CIA trying to help Trump. Okay, 10-4. Oh my God, isn't that a mess? That was. Yeah. I just couldn't help but giggle when we found out Trump had actually won. And I don't mean that by. I personally am not that active in politics, but I just knew that when he got in, that the pillars were going to shake, if you know what I mean. Okay, and the Clinton Foundation. Now there's some shady slick stuff going on there, from what I understand too. That's probably all up in with Hillary's server situation and all that. Okay, 10-4. I'm sure, given your situation, that you're familiar with Hunter S. Thompson. I've read one or two of his books, and there again, it wasn't so much who he was dealing with. The entertainment was how he was dealing with them, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I remember about Hunter was you know, yeah, he's interviewing Richard Nixon, but he's he's interviewing Richard Nixon with a bottle of whiskey in one hand and 4 hits of acid on his tongue. Like, oh my God, where is this guy going? But he was pulling up a link to a show I put on my Google Drive. Okay, there again. Okay, you're talking about Hunter being better than the idiots of today? Now, a Google Drive. You're going to have to help me there. That's probably new technology I'm not familiar with. Is that would that be, I'm thinking just from the two words put together that you've got a cloud-based storage vault or something? Anthony Ebert, happy 4th of July and stay safe. Alright, Anthony, I have a Facebook, but I haven't used it. I haven't worked it in about 5 years. I couldn't even begin to tell you what the name of it is anymore. And back to, I'm not, I guess, how can I put it? It's not a cloud, it's a bucket. Bucket. Oh, there's my brother. Everybody say hi to Rob. Martinsville, Virginia. My brother's down in Daytona. Robert Mitchell Mitchell is in Martinsville, and he has an online radio show. And we're trying to figure out where Anthony's at, maybe. Anyway, back to Mitchell for a second. So back to your statement about pulling up a link to a show on the Google Drive. So I guess that would be something that you could throw up as a comment, and then I would touch on it and it would go to that or something, I guess. Robert. Oh. All right, Robert. How many trips did you do this week or today? Oh, okay, Anthony. 10-4. Yeah, we were there. God. I'm still suffering from that trip. The week before last. Yeah. That was a drive right there. I don't remember how many miles I ended up logging, but it was too damn many. A shit ton. Okay, that's not a metric ton or an imperial ton, it's a shit ton. Alright, Mitchell, excuse me. I was kind of figuring it might do that. Oh, okay, Anthony. So you were in Sacramento for the parade. Very good. Very good. Me and my co-driver made it there by the skin of our teeth. And it was... I've always liked driving around Sacramento. Sometimes it's a challenge, but it's a pretty town. I like that bridge. That yellow bridge we drive over. Excuse me. Oh. All right, Robert, very good. How many actual trips did you do today? Guys, if you make it down to Daytona anytime, my brother is first mate on the Manatee River Cruise boat, and for a fee it's an old Vietnam era cargo boat that's been well maintained and upgraded, and they use it as a tour boat now, and they leave from Ponce Inlet and head south down the river. And let's see, you get to see a lot of wildlife on that trip. All right, Robert, you weren't driving the car around, were you now? What happened? A few more fans today. What's that mean? You started posting videos yourself, or? Oh, okay, Anthony. What happened was we were in the parking lot of the 49er there, and the three guys that were in the back were kind of inexperienced in the situation, and they lost sight of us and made a couple of wrong turns. And that's the best way I can describe it. They turned right when they should have turned left, and generally we just we try to keep how can I put it, the best way you can do to stay in a parade is maintain visual contact with the guy in front of you, and if he's getting ready to disappear, you need to speed up. And so I was trying to maintain contact with the guy in front of me, and the guy behind me lost contact with me, and after that point, he turned the wrong way. Alright. Oh, so the neighbors come to talk to you. Okay, very good. Okay, I've got a YouTube discussion page. Oh, you're good. You're good, Mitchell. I guess I'll have to try and locate my YouTube discussion page. I wasn't aware I had one. What it'll probably do is when I come off of this, it'll probably just post it as a comment or something. Well, Anthony, I'm not going to say they were rookies behind the wheel of a NASCAR hauler. You know, I know. I'm pretty sure all of them have worked in the truck and the Xfinity series, but it was their first parade in Sacramento. Okay, and for whatever reason, you know, they and you'll have that. I mean, we're all only human, you know. Okay, yes, all right, Mitchell, YouTube does have a menu, 10-4. Okay, thing is I do mine primarily with the phone. I rarely get on the computer, but now you gave me a reason to fire the computer up. freedomslips.com is our station website. Very good. Alright. So you had the car outside today, Robert? Were you working on it or just airing it out? I'm just noticing the fireworks have ceased. Oh, boom. There just went one. Okay. Alright, 10-4 and the 1.5 million listeners there, Mitchell. We'll have to give you look-see there. Well, yeah, it's very possible Dale Jr. has the loudest train horn. I haven't had a chance to purchase one yet. They do sell them at the truck stop, but I personally feel that if you want something that sounds like a train horn, you need a train horn. Alright, good evening from the state of Georgia. Support MS Awareness 1991. Hello, Georgia. Yeah, Anthony, I don't know where any train junkyards are yet. I'll tell you what I'm really looking for my truck. What I'm interested in is something akin to a steam whistle rather than a horn. Well, a ship horn, those things, I think they run on a volume that's too high there, Mitchell. You know, I've only got so much compressed air in the truck, and I'm really interested in maybe a steam whistle. Yes, Robert, I am seeing you. Okay, but I've got other people here too. All right, and I don't know which story you want me to tell them about. Yeah, I can remember being on. I went on a cruise ship when I was in high school for my high school, whatever they do there, you know, a high school trip or whatever. and that thing had a horn on it that I don't think my truck could have blowed 1% of what it needed. Okay, Robert. Okay, everybody, me and my brother have a 1936 Ford together. He wants me to share that with y'all. We bought it on eBay. And we are slowly but surely actually, Robert is actually doing most of the work because it's down there at his house. And we just, when I can come down, you know, like, well, here, just this past weekend, I was looking forward to working on the car, and we got tangled up with this YouTube one night, and ended up having to work on Mom's the next night. And Robert, please apologize to Julia for me not eating dinner. I know I didn't even get a chance to taste the spaghetti, and I really wanted to, but I also knew I had to get Mom's car done. And so please ask her to save the recipe, and when I come down for Thanksgiving, we'll try again. Oh my God. Oh, I twisted that moped up so bad. I run it off into the woods once and drove it under the damn, I actually stuck it under the bumper of a I think it was a Dodge Polara. Yeah, that was a story unto itself. God, how many times did I leave? Let's see, I laid it down once. I went off in the damn woods once. Yeah, I tore that thing up. Lucky to get my license back. Oh. Uh-oh. Now, I can't tell if anybody's here. Yeah, Robert. Very true. Not proud of it, but that is what happened. "17-year-old boy loose in another country, drunk on a moped." Yeah, well, the Bacardi Plantation was right there. What else would I be drinking? At that point in time, you could buy this stuff. They sold it like water. Okay, Robert, you're the champ of... Anthony, Wildwood, Florida sounds familiar, but I don't recall where it's at. Oh. You know, Robert, I kind of screwed up with the black truck, didn't I? Although I was able to drive it home. Although I really wasn't. That was more weather than it was drunk. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You have that damn Datsun station wagon. I remember that too. Seems to me that ended up in a ditch. Anthony, where is Wildwood? Is it up in the Panhandle? I'm kind of familiar with parts of the Panhandle and up around Valdosta, Georgia there. The Swanee River area. Oh. And Mr. Mitchell, you've gotten awful quiet. Let's see. Yeah, well, let's see. Now, the Trans Am, I don't remember you wrecking the Trans Am, did you? And then the VW just cut it. Oh, okay, 10-4, Mitchell. I just want, well, yeah. 10-4 on letting the dogs out. Yeah, you're probably got a damn desktop with some speakers on it. And then Anthony, we're trying to establish where Wildwood is. Looking on Google Maps. Okay. Well, give me a direction from Daytona while you're at it there. Maybe some intersecting interstates or something like that. And give me, some landmarks. Yeah, I remember the windshield. Well, didn't y'all end up with just a flat piece of tempered glass duct taped across the damn hole? Oh, and as a matter of fact, Robert, now that I think about it, I know where one of those things is at, and I think it's the same color. It's languishing next to a barn on my way to work. Oh, Mitchell, you want to talk about redneck fix? My father, the radio engineer we were talking about, he was all up in that improvisational engineering. Yes. It's there used to be a different term for that, but it's yeah. Yeah, Robert. Well, it so know your signal sucks at your house. That's why I'm into a lot of miles from mine. Politically incorrect. Let's see, what was Dad? Dad was capable of anything he set his mind to. And I can actually remember he had this old Ford van that had wore out lifter bores, okay? It had decent oil pressure down at the crank, but the lifter bores were leaking so much oil pressure that it wouldn't get up to the damn rockers. And I remember him actually getting some copper tubing out and mounting a T to the near the oil pressure sender and plumbing a manifold up into the valve cover to keep the rockers oiled. Yeah, Dad could improvise. Robert, do you remember Dad's 110 volt light bulb 12 volt battery charger? Okay, let's see. Interstate 4 onto Highway 27. I see that, Anthony. Okay, so that means it's west of Daytona. Is it between Daytona and Orlando, or is it on the west side of Orlando? And there's one toll. Okay, so... Hey, Ethan, how you doing? Ethan is in Maryland, near the Bay Bridge there. What is that? The Chesapeake Bay, I think. Let's see. Alright, Robert, by kaput, what does that mean? What do you mean by kaput? Do you remember how it worked? Okay, well, Robert. Alright, very good, Ethan. So Ethan's on the west side of the Chesapeake Bay, near the Bay Bridge in Maryland, near Annapolis. But for those guys that can hear, I guess I could tell this story real quick. I got it out of the service, and I come home and moved in with my father for a little while, and like I said before, he was a radio engineer, and he had all this crap around the house that he was constantly fixing or modifying or whatever. And I come home one night, and he had a 73 Chevrolet Impala that was slowly returning to the earth. And every once in a while he'd go out in the yard and give it some attention and move it so that it wouldn't make a big spot in the grass, and just to keep it from seizing up. And I come home from work one day, and there was an extension cord between the barn and the car. And I kind of assumed that he had a battery charger under the hood hooked to the battery. Alright, Mitchell says there's thunderstorms moving through. He's up in Virginia near Martinsville. And I love thunderstorms. I love a good lightning storm. It's another bad habit I got from Dad. Anyway, I lift the hood on this Impala, and instead of a battery charger, there is like a 60-watt light bulb hooked to the end of the extension cord on one side, and then there's another wire coming from the light bulb parallel with the other wire on the extension cord, and they're both hooked to the damn battery. And I immediately shut the hood and very gingerly stepped back from that arrangement. Okay? And at this point, I am wondering what in the hell is going on. And so I follow the extension cord into the barn, wondering what Dad's got this extension cord hooked to. I get through the door, and the extension cord is plugged into the wall. Okay, so he's got one of the wires going straight to the battery. Alright, and I think it was probably the negative post. And then the other wire runs through the light bulb and then to the battery. And I'm like, Dad, what's going on with the Impala? And he goes, what do you mean? You've got a 12-volt battery plugged directly into the wall. And he goes, damn it, boy, battery's nothing but a rectifier. And the light bulb is a voltage drop. And so, yep. There you go. Mitchell's all up on it. Mitchell is all up on it. Well, the thing is that was the first time I'd ever seen him do that, and I wasn't there to observe him doing it to ask questions. So when I got there totally confused, he was just pissed off. But anyway, I've never had the balls to do that myself. Yeah, oh yeah, Dad was definitely the smartest man I've ever known. As far as being able to take something out of his head and turn it into something on the table. Very smart guy. All right, Robert, do you know the story about the thermostat down in the transmitter room down in Oak Hill? No, Robert, it's not the bulbs that control the voltage. It's the resistance of the bulb. Okay, so I'm going to assume that if you go to a higher wattage bulb, you're going to get a lower voltage. All right, what's called home, Robert? Yes. It didn't call home. You called it. Hey, Tennessee trucker. Happy 4th to you too, sir. We're talking about my father here at the moment. Okay, I don't know if the thermostat called home, Robert. The one I remember, you called it, and if it answered in a female voice, everything was fine. If it answered in a male voice, you had trouble. Okay, so, alright, if it's an hour from Sanford, then it's probably on the other side of Orlando. It's probably on the west side of Orlando there. Who was that? Anthony. And towards that end, I rarely get into that neck of the woods. It's been, there again, I may have gone there with Dad one time. Many moons ago. Yep. Had one in Titusville. I'm sure that was probably one of his standard MOs right there, Robert. Oh, damn, I was getting ready to get excited. I thought I was out of cigarettes. No, but the way I remember it, okay, my father had a radio station that the studios were in Daytona, and the transmitter site was actually down in Oak Hill, Florida, which is like 25 miles south, and it was all hooked together via microwave. And he had all this telemetry. He had like, I think it was like 18 channels of telemetry that would tell him how you know, his panel, his plate voltages, his interior temperatures, his, you know, all whatever pertinent data he needed to be concerned with. But he was shy one channel. Yeah, data feedback, there you go. And so he was shy one channel for what he needed. And it turns out there was a telephone in the transmitter building. And what he did was he went to Radio Shack and he got one of these talking alarm clocks. Alright? And he went and he got an air conditioning thermostat. And he mounted the thermostat on the wall and wired the radio, the clock radio, into the thermostat and the phone. And then what you did was, I guess it was every hour, every half hour, the operator, the DJ, had to log certain information, and part of that was to call the radio, call this alarm, call this, yeah, this clock radio that was at the transmitter site. And if it answered in a female voice, the interior temperature of the building was fine, and if it answered in a male voice, it was too hot. And at that point, the operator was required to find a copy of Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire and throw it on the damn record player, and my father would call the station in about 3 minutes. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Bubblegum and paper clips, but it sure as hell worked. I can remember that I could hear that station in Valdosta, Georgia, damn near every morning. And that was, well, it was 240 miles to Daytona. So that meant it was about probably 260, 270 from the transmitter site to where I was living north of Valdosta, Georgia at that point. But on a good day when the clouds were right, you could pull it right in. Tennessee Trucker, you been able to play with that shifting yet? Remember, I didn't realize, God almighty, we were talking at like 4 in the morning. That was, oh, yeah, I finally had to turn you guys off and lay down. Oh my God, Robert says he heard that station in Florida, in Highlands, North Carolina. 450 miles, that's awesome. I bet you it's more than 450 miles to Highlands, Robert. It's probably close, though. I guess as the bird flies, it's probably 450. Let's see. We're down to 2 again. Which one's here? Mitchell? Yeah. Oh, there's Anthony. Okay. Oh, okay, as far as Chrome, oh, okay, I see where you're going with that. And I've got access to some Chrome shops. There's that one it's in Kansas City. It's actually Oak Grove. They've got a pretty impressive Chrome shop. But, well, like I've said, you know, I'm really kind of wanting a steam whistle if I can find one of them. Alright, well, tell you what, Tennessee Trucker, just the number one thing is if it's your first day on the job, don't mess with shooting videos or anything. The number one thing that I can stress to you is don't get excited. Okay, don't get flustered. All right. The way my father used to say it, you have more gray cells than that gold piece of metal you're working with. Okay. If something don't go right, just relax, take a step back, think about it for a little while, and try again. Okay. Now, also understand the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Okay? So if this don't work, you need to try something else. Yeah. Best way I can put it. Just relax, and if you got enough room to make a couple of laps around the parking lot before you go out on the road, do that. Vacuum on eBay, eh? Train horn that runs on vacuum. Cool in the stool. There you go. And the thing is, I ain't got no vacuum. We're dealing with a diesel engine here. There's no vacuum. The only thing I got is compressed air. Did everybody get a chance to see some fireworks? Oh, okay, very good. I guess my next question would be, how much pressure does it take for one of them steam? You got to be concerned with pressure and volume. I'm gonna say the truck makes about 110 psi, and probably don't want to use more than about 4 or 5 cubic feet a minute, if that's feasible. Okay, Nashville, Tennessee Trucker. $35 to as much as you want to spend. Well, yeah, that's usually how it goes. Yep. You spend a lot of money on stuff sometimes. Oh, yeah, Robert. Hey, that's a good point. the damn turkey rod run swap meet. Very possible. You know what? I bet you those guys, the hit and miss guys, I bet you one of them could probably hook us up. Oh, Nashville Fireworks, 10-4. I'll tell you what, Tennessee Trucker, this would be the first one for myself, actually, but if I'm not mistaken, yes, it's usually tapped right into the main tank. I know the guys that have got the big horns, they actually plumb pipes right up into the cab with a big old ball valve right next to the seat, and you just reach down there and grab the lever on that ball valve. Alright, if we need Chevelle parts, okay, Mitchell, are you talking junkyard type parts, or somebody that's reproducing parts, or etc.? Anthony, yes, we are in a KW. I think, what did they call it? A 680 or something like that. And please understand, I am not a truck nerd or geek or whatever. To be honest with you, they're just damn tools to me. I can't sit here and talk about, well, I've got this engine and that transmission. I get in it, and if it does what I ask it to, fine. Alright, Mitchell, my brother's looking for some stainless on a 36 Ford, if you got a line on any of that. Actually, if my brother's looking for it, I'm looking for it too. Okay, 2.5, alright, TT trailers. I'm not sure what a TT trailer is. Our Ford is a 1936, and we're looking primarily for the running board trim. Yeah, Anthony, let's see, as far as driveline details go, I can tell you that I got a Cummins and it's painted red. And I got a 13-speed Spicer, I think it is, transmission. And then after that is a big drive shaft and some big axles back there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, so Robert recognizes Double T. Okay, so Mitchell, oh wow. Tennessee Trucker, appreciate it. We're really not. We're trying to stay away from all the. Uh, well, how can I put it? We're we're trying to stay traditional, improvisational hot rod, if you know what I mean, without all the custom stuff. Okay, 10-4. So, Mitchell, my brother was asking, you used the term double T when you were describing the trailers. Are these like freight trailers or okay, all right, so they're more like 48 or 53 foot freight trailers, and they're full of Chevelle parts. And they were your brothers, and he has passed away. And now his wife is trying to make the trailers and all the contents go away. 10-4. Chevelle. Trying to think if I know anybody. I know I've got one guy that's all up in the Dodge Chargers. Oh, yes and no. Cousin. Okay, 10-4. All right. All right. So yes and no. She doesn't like looking at the trailers, but she don't want to give the parts away, right? Yeah, brain cancer. I'm sure that was definitely not a good way. Oh, I tell you what, I know a gentleman, and I will be talking to him in, let's see, what is today? Today is Tuesday. I will be having dinner with him Thursday evening. And he is the owner of Keen Corvette Parts out of, oh, what's that damn city in Ohio right above Kentucky on 75? Not Cleveland. What is the name of that damn town? Um, it's right on top of Kentucky and I-75. Anyway, he sells Corvette parts, and I will try to remember to ask him if he knows anybody that's looking for Chevelle parts. Okay, and you say you got 2.5 truckloads. And now, are we talking body parts, engine parts? Are we talking everything? Or was he specializing in anything? Everything. Okay. So, in all years, probably, from what, 64 to, when they stopped making them things, 75, 74. Interior and exterior, lots of trim. Very good. All right, and we're going to describe this all as used, correct? No, or possibly any new old stock or reproductions. Ow. Oh, my ankle. Oh boy. Oh, Robert's already trying picking parts he ain't seen yet there, Mitchell. Okay, 10-4, Mitchell. Can you give me a general region where it's located? Don't need an address yet. Is it up there in Martinsville? Oh, okay. Oh, so all right, so it's in York, Pennsylvania, which would that happen to be conveniently located near Carlisle? US 30. All right. Okay, conveniently located near Carlisle, because I know Tom goes to Carlisle. East, about 40 miles from Carlisle. All right, very good. Tell you what, guys, I'm going to head to the house, and I ain't no good at this when I'm driving. I think most of y'all figured that out. We're going to go ahead and call it an evening here. I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. And Mitchell, I greatly appreciate you piping up, and thanks. You know, I mean, the radio deal is, you know, it's kind of cool when we got able to talk to her, bring up stories about my father. You know, my brother's probably heard me say this before, and maybe this will help you with your cousin there. It's an old Egyptian proverb saying, all right, when you say a dead person's name, they're no longer dead. Okay? It's, how can I put it? You're talking about them, and they may not be here with you, but they're out there somewhere. Okay? So, just every once in a while, just haul off and say your cousin's name. Alright, Robert. You have a good evening. And, Mitchell, like I said, yes, yet they are alive within. That's another good way to say it. And, Tennessee Trucker, alright, you have a good evening, and good luck tomorrow, sir. And I think that's all of us. All right? Everybody have a good evening and a safe tomorrow. Talk to y'all later. Night. I'm going to turn you off now. Although if I don't know if y'all might still be able to talk when I turn it off. I'm not sure. So here we go. Boop.